It's interesting seeing these photos one by one, second by second. They're all memories of mine, and now I'm just floating over them. And I remember them all very vividly. I still kind of hear them, taste them, smell them. But for you, they're all new, different. I've never seen them before. This was all part of an attempt to try and get more out of life. I'd have these experiences and I'd always think that there's something more there, whether it's in having some special time with friends or being alone. I feel like as I go through just things that happen in my day, that there was something more I could get out of it, some deeper level of feeling, of experience. And so I started taking these photos, not in a forced kind of way, but just as the right shot came about, and just at least in the moment to try and capture that experience. And now as I put them all together, it's really interesting the effect that it has. I'm able to go from one experience, set of feelings to another, and it's really become this reminder to savor each one of these moments, which is what I had set out to try and do in the first place. The colors, the shapes, textures, they're just so different from one to the next. And for me, it brings out all these different kinds of feelings. I have so many different responses to each one. But what I think's most interesting is these are just what I saw at the time and even see now. And you could see something completely different. Some of them were difficult to get. Either physically, it was just hard to get in the right position, or emotionally after a long day. I remember one time I was holding up traffic in New York, and then all of a sudden I turn around and this is what I see: this guy on a bike. It was perfect timing. I had to wait, and I saw what he was doing as I was held up in traffic, and then got the shot. There are a few consistent themes, like with food. I happen to like food a lot, so maybe that was the reason, but I'd start taking photos of things like food, or when I was looking down, like at my feet, or just outside in general, and I started to see these patterns, and it's interesting to compare the same subject matter, but in different places over time. And so I think that added some kind of study element to the overall exploration. Seeing them in this kind of second by second sequences, it's interesting, particularly because in 1 second's time we take so much in, all of these different responses that we might have just at looking at the photo, and yet it's not enough time. When the latter half of that second comes around, you've kind of made most of your judgments already, and then the second ends and you're like, wait, bring it back, I want to see more of it. And then you just repeat that cycle for the next photo and the next photo, and all this is happening in like no time, and by 10 seconds you've just probably processed a ton of mini stories in your head. And I don't know, I find that fascinating. going forward, I hope I can learn from these photos and my experience taking them. I look forward to doing it all again and seeing what the next year brings. And just trying to take that, that main lesson of really absorbing life as it happens and taking it all in, even if it might not feel great or if it feels almost too good. I think that's incredibly important. And this last one here, the girl kind of walking into the sun, speaks to a lot of the unknown, but I realize now I have to embrace it.